Hi Razzlers, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're fabulous. And if you haven't been here before, welcome. And remember to subscribe to my channel by clicking the little subscribe box and click the little bell so you're notified for all my big jazz hand videos I do. So for this video I'm going to be answering another question. Do get involved and put in the comment box your answers, and it's always cool to hear what you have to say on this subject. So I was researching some questions and I thought this would be a really cool one to talk about and chit chat. And it asked that we have 5 senses, what I don't think is quite true because I am spiritual and I think we have 6 senses, because like the 6th sense and stuff, but anyway. And it says, if you could live without one sense, what would it be? So I thought we'd chit chat about this and just have a discussion kind of video. If there's any other topics you think I could chit chat about in this kind of video style, do let me know and put in the comment box, because then I'll try and chit chat about that kind of thing. So like I said, so the question was, we have 5 senses and what one do you think you could live without? But I'm going to spin off on this because like I said, I think there is 6 senses, and I think as well we should try and develop the 6th sense a bit more. What is meant to be that you're able to use your energies a bit more and develop on that side of you, because we're meant to be born with a 6th sense and be able to be in tune with ourselves a bit more. And when you go into a room, I can always sense the atmosphere and the energy of that room, because if there's negativity in that room, I get so drained and I have to always get out of that room and charge myself up again. What sounds weird if you're not into this kind of stuff, but it's true, because if someone's going on at you, or if someone's telling you all this negative stuff, you are like a vessel kind of thing. You take it all in and you think, how am I going to get rid of all this negative energy being thrown at me? So sometimes you need to protect yourself and be really careful of the people that you let into your life. And I see yourself as a little bubble. You have a bubble around you, and if people come into that bubble, you're letting them in. So they've come through the bubble, and whatever they've got, they're bringing into your little bubble. So you have to be careful of who you want to let into that bubble, because if they're positive, then your bubble is going to be full of more positive energy, but if they're negative, it's going to be full of more negative energy. I mean, people can't help, sometimes you have negative days or bad days and good days, of course, that's understandable. But if it's someone who is negative all the time and just gives off that energy all the time, and they kind of know they are, and they like the drama and they like the dramatic kind of thing, like they're in some kind of weird film and they like that kind of feel, then yeah, you don't need that in your life, honey. You just wave that goodbye and say move on, basically. Because with this kind of 6th sense thing, you do need to keep yourself on a level and be able to do some meditation and have downtime for yourself. And sometimes you feel guilty for doing this. Normally these kind of people are such giving people, and they give so much to everyone and anyone who wants help. It's difficult to say no. I know this because I do love helping people, and I do love seeing someone be positive. I'm always wanting to help people and push people up and stuff, but sometimes you do need to take time out and think, hang on, I need to basically, like I said, recharge my batteries and get myself grounded again. So you do need to do meditation, go out for a walk in nature and just relax, because otherwise your brain's going to get overstimulated and it's not good for your mental health either, because it's just too much. And these kind of people, this does happen a lot with, and I know it's just because you're so in tune with everything that it's overpowering for you in your brain. And obviously with mental health, it affects your body as well once it's inside your brain, if that kind of makes sense. I hope it does and I'm not just babbling on. If you like this kind of video, do give me a thumbs up, because I know you like this kind of chit chat subject to talk about. So going back to the main question, what I've just gone off completely on my own little walk, but it's fine, is they said, what's the 5th sense do you think you could live without? So I think for this, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I wouldn't, yeah, because you just go through life not really thinking about this, do you? Because we're so lucky with being able to have all these fifth senses, because some people obviously can't with things they can't see and stuff, but I mean, I think mine would probably be maybe taste, because I would not be able to cope without, well, say cope if something horrible happens and stuff, you'd have to, but without being able to see and hear. I mean, take it means completely goes, like you don't have it at all. But I think probably taste, yeah, probably taste, because I do, obviously I have taste and things, and that is a sense and stuff, but I think that's one you can still, it's not, you could get through life still quite happily, I think, I would say, because like touch and things and that kind of thing's more higher up on my level of what I'd want to keep, I think. So I think probably taste, I would say. Like I say, do get involved and do put in the comment box which one you think you could live without, what one of your senses, and as well if you believe in having a sixth sense and all that jazz, and what you think about this subject, because I know there's quite a lot of people out there who are spiritually minded, and there's quite a lot of people who are the opposite and don't believe in anything to do with, I don't know, crystals and meditation, and they just think it's a load of hippie nonsense. And even going into more detail of the sixth sense, like saying with paranormal stuff, I mean, you guys have seen that I've done quite a lot of paranormal videos and things, and I find this really interesting, and I just find it interesting because it's something of the unknown, I guess, and there's quite a lot of that in the world as it is, but I mean, it's something that's interesting to research in. And I mean, I always think you have to see it to believe it. I mean, there's certain things in life what I know because I felt them. You don't have to see it, you can feel it. But I mean, with something to do with seeing a spirit or something, I feel you have to actually see it, because if you don't see it, you're not sure, are you, really? And I've seen things what have put me in a way of thinking that can't be something of my imagination. I know my imagination is amazing, but it's something what you think, wow, how is that happened? And some of this stuff was even when I was younger, so, and I remember it, and you're thinking that can't be because of drink, that can't be because of something else, because obviously I wasn't drinking and things. So you think, you analyse it, don't you, to make sure it's not just because you're in a dream state or something like that, because I do have a lot of dreams and things what relate to different stuff what was going on in my life, and it always links to it. And I've had dreams what have come true, and I've had visions, and there's lots of stuff what has gone on what is very interesting. And sometimes you think you want to let it in a bit more, but then you get a bit worried. I don't know if you do, but I get a bit worried and think, what if it's something that's going to scare me, or it's something that is unknown, so it might be something what is, I don't know, completely really scary. And in films they always do that, don't they? The spirits come to you and scare you at first because they want to get attention. But I know if I want a spirit to come to me, I don't want them to scare me. They can just, I don't know, do something sweet and cute, and it'll just make me look at them rather than being something petrifying and they have a scary face fly at me, because that would actually scare the bejeebus out of me. And as you know, I don't watch horror films at all because, yeah, I'm not very good at them, and I would be hiding under a pillow. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and remember to subscribe to my channel by clicking the little subscribe box to join my Razzstaz family. Click the little bell to be notified of all my videos I do. And keep fabulous, and see you guys later.